Hello, Libra, and welcome into your end of a cycle reading. We have just come out of the winter solstice, starting a new year in the astrological calendar. So the spring equinox is upon us. This reading for you, Libra, is going to be about what cycle have you just come through. I am going to be using these archetype cards to conduct this reading. So I'm going to pull an archetype card. If you're not familiar with an archetype, these are like our heroes, villain archetypes, the damsel in distress. So to look at what archetype have you been playing out over this last year that you have completed a lesson through this particular archetype spirit. What lesson has Libra completed? What archetype has Libra completed? And this reading is for Libra Sun, Moon, or Rising sign. If you're dealing with the Libra, or you just were guided to this reading based off of the title. This is a timeless reading, so it applies to you. While I'm reading this at the time of the beginning of the new year for 2022, this reading is appropriate to you at any time that you're seeing it. So any cycle that might be leaving for you. So let's see what's going on here. Femme Fatale. Very interesting, Libra. The light attributes. So these cards have a shadow and a light attribute. You, since this came out upright, have just completed learning about this archetype of playing out the femme fatale. The light attributes is it highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. It's interesting. I haven't seen this card. So I'm going to clarify this card with some tarot, and then there'll be an extended reading where I will go deeper into the tarot, get some spirit animal advice and some message from your soul. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so. Please provide a thumbs up if you like the content in the comments box. Let me know how this is applied to you in your life, and then what additional content you'd like to see. So Femme Fatale, let's get started on that. So the light attributes here, right, it's going to highlight the erotic energy of the feminine. So your heart opens when your dependency is rejected. And so the toxic form of the feminine is the Femme Fatale, is to use your sexuality, right, to lure men to you, the Black Widow archetype. See, but here, let's get a little deeper advice here. So it's addressing patterns of manipulative behavior through feminine or, yin energy. And so the positive aspects manifest as opening the heart when the male object rejects her manipulations and dependency. So where you have utilized either women or your own femininity, if you're feminine, to get your needs met, you've overcome that, right? Because of rejection. Actually being rejected from your erotic, sacral energy, your sacred sexuality. Instead of being able to use your sexuality to manipulate, you've actually been rejected. And when you were rejected, what it did is it moved you into your heart space, right? It brought you more into balance, Libra, which is something that Libra tries to do. And this, again, if you're a masculine who has been struggling with your relationships with feminines, right? You've learned to reject those feminine aspects that are about being exploited and manipulated by the Femme Fatale. And when you do that, you're actually able to get something that is much more heart-centered, right? Relationship that's built on love. That's what the heart gives you. The sexual erotic energy, right? Like I'm pointing to my sacral region. That's where that comes out of, that sacral chakra. Yeah, that's very powerful energy, but then you have your heart space, right? You want to have these in alignment and balance, right? This is the language of Libra. So that's the cycle that's been completed for you this year. I'm going to continue on with Voyager Tarot. I'm going to have descriptions of all the cards I'm using in the listed out in the description box. So let's go ahead and clarify here. I'm going to pull 4 cards. The first card is going to talk about, like, where are you right now, Libra, in relationship to the Femme Fatale. Where have you grown? What needs to still be let go of? And then a surprise message from the universe coming in, a surprise from the universe for next year. And then, like I said, in the extended, I'll clarify further and get some animal advice. But right now, you, High Priestess, right? Oh my gosh, this is great. So this is exactly right. This is balance for moving out of using one's feminine energy as a manipulative, your yin energy, your sexual eroticism, your sexual, and that erotic energy, that's the life force of creativity, right? That's your power of, of giving birth to things, right? That's your power of creation. But you've been selling it off, right? This is a lesson. It's like to learn, like, how when you've offered it for sale, like manipulated and used your sexuality to attract men, right? This is for the feminine. So this masculine, you're going to reverse this. So used to be lured in, like, oh, hey, like, no, like, I'm going to reject that so I can get something real. And for the feminine, the rejection of that has been like, oh, and instead of internalizing that in some really kind of horrid way you could do with that, like becoming even more aggressive in that direction, deepening in, like doubling down on your shadow attributes. No, you're like, oh, and you allowed that to open up and say, you know what, I can actually relate to people not through that. I can relate to people I can accept all of who I am, not just those sexual aspects of me. Okay, so the High Priestess, right, is this clear, strong, spiritual feminine, right? She knows the secrets of life and death. She is clear in who she is. And to the point where really just rooted in a deep sense of knowing on a soul level, right? Your feminine power, and reclaiming your sexual energy for your own point of creativity, that point coming out of the heart chakra. And so again, if you're a masculine watching this, these are the kind, right? Like this is where you are internally, right? Your internal feminine is no longer, playing out that, like, I'm going to either attract feminines who are doing this, or I am only going to I'm only going to be in these kind of codependent relationships with these kinds of women, right? Like I'm going to pull back my heart, right? That this opens your heart when your dependency, your kind of codependency. So you're no longer codependent, clear in who you are, clear in your yin energy, clear in your internal self, your emotional self. So how have you grown? This is Man of Crystals, or Inventor, is the way it's described here in the Voyager Tarot. So this is typically the card of, in a traditional deck, this would be Knight of Swords. And this is very clear on what you want, very clear on how you can, inventing a new you, very clear on your worth, Yeah, I mean, there's just a sense of reinventing yourself, right? The sense of reinventing yourself. You are not like none of this energy. This is very cold, cold energy. And I would say, probably would feel very like detached, but that detachment was good because we were in that femme fatale where it was all about the like, hey, look at me, and you want some of this. And that was not being true to you. And so that was the cycle that you had to kind of come through. And instead, now you can invent something that that's true to your heart, and that has it's honest, right? It's honest. There's definitely that like everything's transparent, right? In these crystals, right? We can see through. It's not manipulative. It's not codependent. Yeah. So what needs to still be let go of? Rejoicer, Women of Cups. Yep, still a little bit of there's still a little bit of a tendency, Libra, to want to be like I said, it's needing to be that cold detached. Like it probably feels a little bit uncomfortable, that you still kind of want to go back into this codependent, let me give of my flesh instead of my heart. And so we're still needing, you're still needing to sort of, you still need to release that. That's why this has come up with. Still needs to be released, is wanting to be on the physical, right? It's wanting to be on the physical. The strength that you've gained over this last year is getting very mental, and getting also not just in the mind, but being very clear as to what's your soul's truth and your heart, and being able to stand in that and understand you are not, right? You're not your body. But there's still a little bit of like, this is what you know how to do particularly when you want to express your joy. So there's something, right? Like this is a very joyful, loving, fun card. It's very sensual. There's some sensuality about it. This woman, it almost looks like she's in ecstasy a little bit, right? And this is how you've celebrated. This is how you've taken care of yourself. This is how you've shown other people, shown them your appreciation. This is how you relate. Spirit saying, no, not even for fun. No. It's all gone. It's done. You're done with this lesson, right? You've learned this lesson of the Femme Fatale. It's time to be clear, invent a new you. You don't need to do this, because when you do this, it's really a manipulative kind of behavior and action. So again, I'm going to clarify after this so we can go a little bit deeper into the messages. This is a surprise that's coming up for you in this next year, in this next cycle, the Chariot. So some new movement, taking flight on something. There's horse energy, there's an eagle. I mean, literally the Chariot. Jupiter's here, expansion. Everything is expanding in your life, right? Because you are not manipulative anymore, or you are not in relationships with femme fatales, you finally can take off and create something amazing and new. So there's great new movement. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or invent here, that you've created this new version of yourself, it's going to attract in, well, really, right? I mean, also in this Chariot picture is the masculine, your masculine counterpart. So someone who can relate to you in an authentic manner. All right, so that's all I've got here for the first half of this reading. I'm going to go ahead and close it out with an oracle card from the Whispers of Healing guidebook deck, because we are thinking about how have you healed, what is the archetypal lesson that you've gone through over this last year here, Libra. And so we'll just get a final message from Spirit. Spirit, what message do you have for Libra as we close this out? Receive healing. It's a number 1 card. Okay. This is a beautiful card. Lots of rainbow. Definitely, like, again, the chakras come in the rainbow color arrangement, and you can see the angel there bringing in healing to you, Libra. It's time to balance out your chakras. I was thinking of your sacral chakra in particular, and bring that in alignment. You were operating too much through your sacral chakra, too much through the sex, and that's what got balanced out for you, and to receive the healing, right, so that you don't backslide into this more sensuous sexual thing that you've been playing out. That's going to the wayside, and really stepping into a much more clear, directed, purposeful intention for your life, because there's something you want to create that's you, and it's not dependent upon someone else. So I'm going to go ahead and read this card. It's a message for you there, Libra. I have to flip this. All right. The first and most important step for healing is being able to recognize you need it. When you are asked about your health, you discount what's going on by stating, "Oh, I'm fine." You are being asked to acknowledge your need for healing. So that's something else that Femme Fatale is. Like, she's never sick. She never needs anything. She's a seductress. But in fact, you need a lot of healing, right? And your own internal yin as well needs some healing there. If you're masculine, whether your wounds are physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, you may need the support of someone who can help you face your concerns. Take a moment to reflect what's going on for you. This card is asking you to accept some extra support. It's letting you know you do not need to do this alone. Professional advice will help you get the best information. Trust that you will find the support that best suits your needs. This card features an angel holding a caduceus. The caduceus indicates the beginning of a healing process. The snakes on the caduceus twist around each other to highlight the importance of increasing your knowledge and broadening your outlook. The angel's wings may signify soaring forwards or be encouraging you to follow a positive outcome to come forth. The angel's wings can also refer to your guardian angels or indicate angels may be showing up in your life. The presence of the angel means you are not on this journey alone. Her rainbow-colored wings indicate there are new opportunities ahead. Rainbows can also represent the connection to your higher power. If a specific shade of rainbow catches your eye, pay attention to the corresponding chakras. So definitely, if you're not familiar with the chakra colors, the root chakra is red, but your sacral chakra is going to be that orangish color. The heart chakra is green. Your throat is blue. The crown chakra is indigo. Yeah. So the solar plexus is yellow. So just depending on the color, definitely the I can solar plexus is popping out for me, but I don't want to taint that. But you can do this healing, and you don't need to do this Femme Fatale, be attracted to Femme Fatale, sell yourself out like a Femme Fatale, regardless if you're a femme or a masculine. And when you've been rejected enough, it's opening up your heart. So good for you for learning that lesson, Libra. All right, so I'm going to continue on the extended. Otherwise, if you want to follow on with me, go look up the extended. Otherwise, bye.